guys, how you doing? It's Wednesday, that means it's Wild Card Wednesday. And today we have decided to pick a skate hack, basically. It's sort of a skate hack, more of a technique. So today we're going to clean bearings. Some people know how to clean them, some people don't. Some people never clean them. Some people just let them go to crap and then throw them out. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to hopefully save your bearings to where you don't have to keep spending like $25-30 a pop or more getting new bearings. So first thing you do is you remove the wheels and the bearings from your setup. I've removed the wheels and bearings from my rain setup because it needs to be cleaned. And so I took the bearings out. Here's the bearings and here's the wheels. I cleaned up the wheels just a little bit just to make them nice, looking good. Get all the grease out of the inset. I skate Bones Red's Big Balls on my rain setup. I do skate shieldless. I pop the shields out. It's a personal preference. Comment down below how you skate. Do you skate them with the shields on? Do you skate them with the shields off? Why? Why not? So take your bearings out. You just pop them out. I also don't use the spacer. I use speed rings, but I don't use the spacer. I found that for me, in my personal preference, it slows you down a little bit. It actually causes a little more friction than you need. So I don't use spacers. Comment down below if you use spacers or not. We're going to need a couple things. We need paper towels. We're going to need rubbing alcohol. And this is all pretty low cost stuff. If you have it, you can get things like Sonic Turbo Wash. It's a wash that I got on Amazon. And I think it cost me like $14 for the first kit and then like $8 for the refill bottle, which actually looks like this. You can get one of these. It has a little basket in it. I'll show you what it looks like. When you get it, it has this little basket that pulls out. And you can put the bearings in there and you slip that in there. It's got little holes, perforated holes on the side, and it allows the cleaning solution, which this is. It's kind of a orange cleaning solution to permeate the bearings and get them clean. It also comes with this nice little handy dandy shaker container for your bearings. I picked this up a long time ago. I kind of use it. I kind of don't. It's kind of like a pre-soak, I guess you could say. So I have a set of bearings in here already that I'm going to be throwing on the rain deck because they are cheaper bearings. So I can still skate at the speed I want to skate in the rain. And I'm going to take my Bones Big Balls and put them on a different setup. But first I want to clean those because they were in the rain. A couple things you'll need for this process. You will need 2 glass containers. One a little bit larger than the other. This one is a Capers container, and this one is a Veganese container. The cool thing about these is that, obviously, they're glass, so they're going to last as long as you don't drop them. Make sure you have lids for both of them. You'll also need some isopropyl alcohol. You'll need some oil. This is Liberty Oil Products 100% synthetic lubricant. Or you can go with the old standard and get some speed cream, Bone Speed Cream. What we want to do is you pull your bearings, you throw them in a wash, shake them up for like 30 seconds or so. It doesn't take long for the liquid to permeate throughout the bearings. And then shake them up. I'm going to kind of speed through this, but I don't want you to lose track. You pull them, you put your wash aside, and what you're going to do is make sure you have a towel down. I have a little towel set up here, you can see. So pour them out, and then you drop them in the rubbing alcohol. Reason why you want to use rubbing alcohol mainly is A, it's inexpensive, B, it works as a great cleaner for bearings, and C, the reason why it works as such a great bearing cleaner is that when you pull it out and like scrub them and put them back in, because you're going to do this a couple times, so when you pull them out, scrub them, put them back in, you're not really going through too much of a cost when it comes to your cleaning. That and the rubbing alcohol will evaporate, which means that there is no more wetness on the bearings, which means they won't rust. Now, if you keep your bearings lubricated, they won't rust. I've had a lot of people that commented on my rainboard setup and said, you know, if you like rusty bearings, go ahead and do that. But the problem is that I don't have rusty bearings. I've never had rusty bearings. The rustiest bearings I've ever seen were on a Goodwill setup. I've never had them because I take care of my bearings and I maintain them, and you should too. You get them going, right? Shake them up. And you need a little strainer. This is a broken strainer. You can get one at Goodwill for like $1. You take them, you pour it in to the big container. Okay? There's the alcohol in there. There's the bearings. All right? You're going to do this a couple more times. But before you do it, again, what you want to do, you want to take a grungy toothbrush, dip it in some rubbing alcohol, and clean those bearings. Scrub them. Now, I know this seems like a lot of work, but honestly, it's not. It takes maybe 15 minutes of your day. You can watch TV doing this. You can watch Netflix. You can do whatever you want. You can watch YouTube. You scrub them out. You scrub both sides. You know, you don't just scrub the side with the bearings. You scrub the side on the back with the retainer wall. And you just, you know, circular motions or whatever motions, back and forth is fine. You know, just, you know, give them a good scrub. And remember, there's already alcohol in there, so you don't need to really like dip it every single time. Just give them a good scrub. And what this does is it'll loosen up any excess dirt and grime and old oil that is in the bearings so that you can re-oil them and have them working just like new. And you just back and forth, circles, whatever you want to do. It's not really anything too technical. Just, you know, you don't really need to know how to pull apart an engine to do this. You just, you know, takes a little bit of time out of your day. It saves you $30-40. Who doesn't like that? You can take that money and put it towards something else. Instead of buying another set of bearings, buy another set of wheels. Experiment with new grip tape. Do whatever you want. Take your mom out to dinner. I don't know. You're going to transfer from the big to the little. So you can do this scrub one more time. And it won't evaporate and you won't lose enough alcohol from the big to the little to have to worry about refilling. And even if you do have to refill, rubbing alcohol is surprisingly inexpensive. Like this big jug right here cost me, it's 32 fluid ounces, and it cost me like $1.79. The higher the percentage, the better. If you can get 99, great, go for it. Most of the time, you can't find that anywhere but a hospital supply place, medical supply place. But if you can get it, find it on Amazon, go ahead. You know, there's no wrong answer for that. So you shake it up. And again, this doesn't take that much time. Give it a good shake, 30 seconds. If the bearings come out, the bearings need to be replaced. So if you find a bearing at the bottom, those bearings need to be replaced anyway. If you have Bones Red, they have 2-pack. So if you lose a bearing in one of your bearings and you need to replace that bearing on only one of them, you don't have to buy a whole kit. Oh, again, take the strainer, scrub bearings, pour through there. And you might even start to see particulates, I guess you could call them. And you just kind of tamp that down. And then There's an extra step that I'm going to do, because I always do it. You don't have to. It's not necessary. And it's super extra. Okay. The bearings have been washed. They're pretty good as far as particulates go. You can see right here, there's a little bit of murky water down there. Yeah, there's little particulates floating around in there. It's all the dirt that came out of there. These bearings are going to ride just like new when they're done. Okay, so what you want to do, we're going to take these, throw them in this glass bottle here, whatever, jar, I don't know. And you're going to follow me. Like I said, this part here is a little more extra. We got to go out here, because out here is where the extra step goes. All right. So what we have here is an air compressor. Air compressor has a hose with a fixture on it. Woo! Has a hose with a fixture on it. Now I'm not going to do this in the recording because it's too loud. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to blow these out, hope that any extra dirt and crud come out of the bearings. You just blow around the bearing, inside the bearing, all around it, and then I'm going to come back to you. Okay, so we got done blowing them out, and the bearings are dry as well. That's the nice thing about rubbing alcohol. So, if you want to be particular about them, you can clean off the sides of any gook or oil or anything like that before you reinstall them in your wheels. Of course, before you reinstall them, you're going to want to add some lubricant. Now, Speed Cream recommends 1 drop per bearing. As far as this Liberty oil products, I believe they recommend close to the same, 1 or 2 drops. I usually use 1 or 2 drops, one way or the other, just because I like them to be really well lubricated. I'm not too horribly worried about oil spray because I'll spin them out before I go and ride them, so any excess oil gets flung off. But yeah, Speed Cream can be found in any skate shop, any reputable skate shop that carries Bones products. Lubricated, the Liberty oil products I found on Amazon. You can also find silicone lubricants and synthetic lubricants anywhere. So yeah, lube up your bearings, press them into your wheels, and go out and skate, because that's what we're here for. Do whatever you want. Take your mom out to dinner.